Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. So some people have been saying like, hey, you're no longer a carnivore or a keto because you had some potatoes in your green beans, and we saw where you ate a sourdough bread sandwich, and we saw this and that, and yeah, I do. And so I usually post a picture when I'm going off the carnivore keto wagon. I will just post a picture of what I'm eating. I post pictures of what I eat too on the carnivore or keto, but I don't try to hide that from you. So can you have some carbohydrates? Well, I've been keto going on 8 years here pretty soon. And then I went dirty keto. I've fallen off the keto wagon a couple times. I went pure carnivore for a while, and now I'm mostly a carnivore, but I have some veggies. And so I'm no longer diabetic. I used to have A1Cs in the 14s on 300 plus units of insulin a day. I was on 5 of the 500 milligram metformin every day, even though the maximum dose is supposed to really be 4. They were just doing anything they could to get my blood sugar under control, and it was not coming under control. I went a clean keto at first, and within weeks I was off all the insulin, and then I started cutting back on the metformin, and then my A1Cs started coming back in the 7s and the 6s, and now they're in the 5s, right? And I haven't even checked in a year, because once in a while I do take my blood sugar. It's always between 90 and 120 depending on when I ate last, right? But it's always good, so I don't even worry about taking my A1C anymore. My doctor might do it once in a while, just to make sure. I lost around 200 pounds. I'm still around 200 pounds lost, but I haven't weighed in like 8 months. I don't know. I don't care, right? I don't care how much I weigh. I care how I feel. So can you start to reintroduce carbohydrates? For me, when I was first diabetic and trying to clean up my diet, I needed to eat very clean keto or carnivore, right? That's what got things under control. After an extended time doing that, yes, your insulin will become responsive. Again, your body responds to the insulin that you make, and you can have some carbohydrates. And the interesting thing is, when you're on the refined diet, you will find that you're just hungry all the time. You eat some pizza, 2 hours later you're hungry. You're having some chips, and then 2 hours after that you're hungry, and you're going to the China buffet, having a bunch of rice, right? And you're just constantly in this cycle of being hungry. What I find is, now that I'm not diabetic, my insulin responds very well. It doesn't have to spike my insulin way up to get rid of that sugar. I don't get the hangry feeling. I switch right back into ketosis. So the day I had the green beans with some little new potatoes that I sliced up and put in there and cooked with them, and it was just a few of them. I'm sure I stored some of those carbohydrates as fat, but I didn't eat again till dinner the next night. And so my body just switches right back into ketosis, and I start burning fat, and I'm out working on the garden, cutting the grass, just doing 100 million things because I'm a busy guy and I like being a busy guy. And then my body just switches right in and starts burning fat, right? And it burns that fat off that I just ate. That's how it's supposed to work. But when you get to where you're eating too much sugar all the time, your body has to spike this insulin way up, like 20 times higher than normal, to get the sugar to get stored, right? And then the sugar stores, and then the insulin stays elevated for longer, and you get hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, and you get hangry. So when you get your diabetes back into control and your body starts to respond to insulin well again, it just goes up a little bit and comes right back down with the sugar, and then you can kick right into oven burning mode from fat storage mode, right? And it happens, and you don't get this hangry feeling. I notice this when I have a piece of sourdough bread once in a while. Yes, it'll kick me out of ketosis, I'll feel the little difference there, and then a couple hours later, it's stored all that extra sugar into fat, and I switch right back into ketosis. But if you're not healthy enough, if you haven't got your body to respond to insulin again, like I said, it's taken 7 or 8 years, then no, stay away from the carbohydrates. Absolutely. I just am honest about what I eat and where I am in my journey. And my journey is a lot more advanced than someone who's just found the carnivore diet's journey is. And that's how it is. And yes, I've had a stroke. No, it's not because of the amount of fat that I eat. I've had a complete heart test, checks, CTA scans, and I have no hard or soft plaque anywhere in my neck, upper abdomen, lungs. My kidneys are good. And so everything's fine there. The reason I had this stroke was extremely high blood pressure. I had a hypertensive crisis. I hit over 310 systolic. And I did not have a leaky blood vessel. It was a blood clot. Most likely because I was sitting at my desk just working, kind of stressed out. Because I was leaving to go to Florida that day and I had to get everything done by 11 so I could get out of there on time. And then I had a machine go down in the shop and I had to get up and go walk around out at the shop. And I was walking back to my desk and I had the stroke. And it was a double stroke in my cerebellum and my midbrain. And there's other videos where I talk about my recovery from this, but briefly, I didn't take statins. My LDL was fine. My HDL was good. My triglycerides were more than good. They were stellar. They were 37. My LDL was 120s, right? And they wanted to put me on all these statins. I said, no, I don't take poisons. No, thank you. Right? Because statins are the most profitable drug because they cause so many other problems that statins are $4 now, but they cause all these other problems that they have to give you $100, hundreds of dollars of medications every month for. So they're still very profitable for the drug companies. They want you to stay sick. And so I didn't take the statins. I could not walk. I was blind with double vision, blurry vision. I was nauseous. I couldn't swallow. I was having trouble remembering how to say certain words. All that. And the remembering how to say words is taken longer, right? It took closer to a year to really get the hang of how to handle that. But the walking, the keeping your balance, walking backwards and being able to see again was 3 months with some extreme physical therapy in the meantime. And I mean, I worked and worked and worked at it. I did not take the time to lay down in bed and relax. I worked. But I have no blockages anywhere in my veins or arteries or whatever. I think they're arteries. That caused it. It's just from me sitting down, getting a blood clot like in my leg, it moved up to my brain. So that's where I am in the diet. Yes, I cheat once in a while. When I cheat in a smart way. I don't go buy a box of Little Debbie snack cakes. I just get something that I grow in my garden or something organic that I buy at the store if it's wintertime and I don't have any garden stuff, right? And I know that I'm eating and it's not keto, but I don't overdo it, and then I go right back into ketosis. And that's the way the human body is supposed to work, right? And another important thing here is don't eat seed oils. Just avoid seed oils. Cook in animal products, ghee, butter, bacon grease, lard, tallow. Avoid seed oils. You can have some avocado oil or maybe some olive oil. If you cook in olive oil, it gets rancid pretty quick. But mostly just stick with fats from meat. Rendered duck fat's another one I have sometimes. They're very good. They taste great. They don't cause heart disease. They don't plug up your arteries, right? And just cooking that kind of stuff, and you'll be like 100 times better because those seed oils contribute to insulin resistance, and you want to get those out of your life. So that's all I'm gonna go over in this video. I will talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.